Yo, another guitar lesson here, episode number 3, checking out this B minor pentatonic scale. So this is just a different kind of approach. We're just checking out different ways to look at the scale. So we've been looking at it in octaves. The first way we did it was one string. Noticing the distance between the notes on one string is the best way to understand the scale. It's the easiest way to learn the scale. And it's really important to see it that way. And I'll kind of highlight why a little bit later. But you got flat 3, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. 1, flat 7, 5, 4, flat 3, 1. So then we've gone over the nice kind of traditional box kind of thing. And then there's one way to do it. You can also go, we've also got this way. And again, this is all, excuse me. Yep, there we go. This is all in lessons, the first 2 lessons. So I'm just running through this. This is stuff that we've already done. Okay. And so check those out if you haven't looked at those, because this is a very comprehensive type of deal. So anyway, we basically, the last 2 lessons, we've just been focusing on starting from the B on the 6th string, on the E string. And so now, we've gotten most of the pattern. Most of the pentatonic pattern is there. A lot of it is. So let's go ahead and now shift over to doing it on the A string. So we've got a B here on the 2nd fret. And so the nice thing about the A string pentatonic scale, it's the same. If we go right to start off, it's the same exact pattern as starting on the E string, the 6th string. So those are the same exact notes even. Okay, so then if we go to the next octave, we're going to run into some repeats. This one we've already done. If we go right, if we go left, we've already done that one as well. Good to know. Now, if we start on this and go left, what happens is we kind of run out of real estate here. Because we need to get, what is that? That F sharp there? We can't, it's not there. So since we run out of real estate, we're going to come down here to the 14th fret. And so let's go ahead and play it to the right. There, we got that. So that was this one. Every 12 frets, the pattern's going to repeat. You probably know this, but just worth reiterating. So this is the same notes as down here. Now, if we go to the left, now we've got room. This pattern shows up. 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. And then if we keep going, that's another new one there. Because we're starting on this B here on the B string. And we could technically do that down here. So we got 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Okay. Now, when we're on these bottom strings, you probably start to notice that it's not 2 notes per string anymore. And this is where it's really important, like I was saying, to understand the scale on one string. Because if you know where you are, like 1, flat 3, 4, I know I'm on 4, and I just go up a whole step, 5, minor 3rd, flat 7, whole step 1. Okay. So now that we've tackled that, we can pull up, look at this little picture here. Pull up this. So it's going to look a little confusing because I've got more than one octave here, but this is all of the patterns we've done so far. Yeah. So there's just a few, you would say maybe there's just a few holes in the pattern. And so let's take a look at that and see if we can fill those gaps. So we're going to fill these gaps by utilizing the fact that we can play the scale on one string. So for example, if you see in that pattern, we're missing this flat 3 up here, because if we do octave to octave, we stop there. And if we do octave here, we stop here. So we're not actually playing that flat 3. So if I want to play that flat 3, I could technically start here, my octave, on the first string on the B, and just play it all on one string. So there's another octave just on the one string there. And this is going to be kind of how it shows up down on these bottom areas too. We're not going to be able to play a full octave below here. Like for example, E is as low as we can go. So we can't get down to the flat 3 and then the 1 below that. So we could think of starting on E as starting on the 4, 5, flat 7, 1. That's the best we could do. Or so one way to think of that is just kind of like, yeah, you just don't have a full octave really. But if I'm here playing my scale, it's still good to know that I can go down and then come back up. I can't get all the way down to a B, but I can get some lower notes down there. So yeah, so that's basically what's going on here. Just filling out the gaps. And then now I would say this is going to be kind of really where the rubber hits the road. So now that we've gotten through some of the dirty work here of just mapping this stuff out, it's going to be a good idea to play things in the same octave or in a different octave all over the fretboard, the same thing. So maybe I do this kind of lick here. So I'll do like, okay. So then I got, I've got, some of these are kind of tricky. You see what I'm doing here? Let's do one string. There we go. Do one here. You can tell the ones where I'm not as confident. But I'm just playing 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 1. I'm actually skipping the 4. Which ends up being a B minor arpeggio. A B minor 7, excuse me. That actually kind of makes it a little easier. So again, yeah, just play things in different parts of the guitar. This is what the fascinating thing about guitar is, that it's harder to play in different registers. It's easy to change keys. On a piano, it's hard to change keys and it's easy to change register. So when we're working on this kind of stuff, that kind of stuff where the patterns keep changing. It's very similar to a piano player learning a song in a completely different key. They have to change it. The whole pattern changes for them. So really good work for you as a guitar player, getting a different understanding of the fretboard and the pentatonic scale in general. Let's do one more thing. Let's just check this out. We're going to just see if we can play how many different ways we can play the same 2 octaves. So we'll start here. There's 1. Now we'll go up and to the right. So there's 2. Now we'll start down on the 6th string and we'll go left first. Go left again. That's 3. Left and then right. There's 4. Now we'll go right, left. There's 5. Right, right. There's 6. And that's just using our method of moving these octaves, kind of these boxes around, these octaves. Technically, you can do it other ways. Like I could do something like, well, play sticking on 1 string, right? So there are more ways to do it. There's probably quite a few more ways, actually. That might be a whole nother lesson. Actually, that's probably going to be the next lesson on this, is just breaking it down onto just 1, 2 strings. Because right now we're basically using 3 strings for each octave. So yeah, I hope this helps. You know, some of it kind of gets a little confusing, a little convoluted, and teaching to a camera, some of this stuff, hard to know if it's landing or not. So let me know if this stuff is making sense. I definitely, this approach I really enjoy because it's getting me thinking a little bit new, a little bit different. Instead of, again, we don't really just want to regurgitate patterns, right? We want to know we want to know where that root note is. We want to be in control, harmonic control, when we're improvising and when we're playing, so we can really understand and express how we're feeling. So anyway, hope this helps. Appreciate you guys, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.